every day you have a lot of opportunities. Every day for 8 to 10 hours, you have opportunity to promote your brand. And it's all about your personal brand. It's not about your qualification. It's not about your knowledge. It's not about your expertise. It's about your personal brand in the mind of the people who are important, in the mind of the decision makers who could decide about important milestones for your career. So you need to demonstrate it. The best way to promote your brand is to demonstrate it. And nobody's going to check your LinkedIn profile or your resume or what did you do. The only opportunity you have, which is most effective opportunity, is when you are interacting with those people, try to demonstrate your knowledge and expertise. Using the vocabulary, it's very simple, but it's a very powerful way. When you use the strategic terms, often people have started to see you as a strategist without you demonstrating of accomplishing any strategic project, simply by using vocabulary. And look, if you have, for example, an important job interview, which usually lasts 1 hour, you prepare a lot. You want to demonstrate your best by telling the best things, the best stories and best expertise you want to demonstrate. Imagine that every day in your normal day-to-day life, you have this opportunity. Now, when we join a new role or new position, we are very excited. And in the initial weeks or months, we are very much focused. How do we look? How do we demonstrate ourselves? How the people are noticing us? And then over a period of time, 6 months to 1 year, or maybe a couple of years, we started to lose that interest and passion to really demonstrate our brand. And we become more lethargic and really showing more of our negative part by sharing our frustration or sharing our criticism. Look, as long as you are on a job, whether happy or unhappy, you have a professional commitment to give your best. If your boss is not a good guy, if your coworker sucks, okay, you need to check your tolerance level. I would take it as your opportunity to test your tolerance. How much you could tolerate a bad boss, how much you could tolerate bad coworkers. But if you reach to a level where you say that I cannot tolerate my boss, or I cannot tolerate my coworkers, leave the job. Don't try to continue doing the job and not really giving back your best. You have a professional commitment, a moral commitment to give your best as long as you want to work on your job. If it goes beyond your level of tolerance, leave the job. But this is not fair to really continue a job and criticizing the employer, criticizing your boss, criticizing your coworkers. It is your test. We are not living in a perfect world. We are living in a practical world. It's good and bad. Even the nature is like good and bad. Nature is not all good. Sometimes you see very beautiful flowers on the plants. Sometimes you don't see those things. So nature is about a mixed reality. We need to accept it. When we try to develop ourselves, we are basically developing ourselves to deal with the people who are lesser in their potential, in their leadership. If everybody is good, everybody is perfect, well, that's a very rosy life, right? But that's not reality. If we want to become a good leader, we need to have the ability to deal with not so good people, not so good leaders. So that is your opportunity when you face those type of situations. Then it is always asked or said that why bad things happen with good people, or why God really tests good people with struggles. Because we don't know how good is a good unless we have seen how bad a bad could be. When we are put to a test in a bad situation, we are developing a perspective. I never appreciated how blessing is to be employed in a good job until I was fired. And when I fired, and during that time, I used to look people around and I say, they are employed, how blessed they are. So when you are put to a test where you feel that why with me, why me in this case, it is you are just being tested. You're just being tested to give perspective so you could appreciate the good part of life. Because we cannot appreciate the good part of life unless we have experienced some bad part of the life. It's part of life.